Good evening and welcome. Please stand for the James Wood High School 2024 graduating class. What a good-looking senior class. Thank you. You may be seated. Good evening again. Welcome to the 74th commencement of James Wood High School, where tonight we will be celebrating the graduating class of 2024. At this time, will the 2024 co-valedictorians, senior class officers, SCA president, and senior choir members please come forward and take your spots. To begin our program, and in keeping with tradition, we will now have the colors presented by Colonel James Wood, the second chapter, Sons of the American Revolution. The national anthem will be performed by James Wood High School choir members under the direction of Dr. Melissa Legg-Mock. Please stand. Thank you. You may be seated.
James Wood High, our alma mater.
What an amazing way to kick off our graduation ceremony. It's always good to hear from the choir, the award-winning choir. So thank you, Dr. Legmock. Another round of applause, please, for them. That was wonderful. Good evening. Welcome, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, extended family, and distinguished guests. And most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. As principal of James Wood High School, I welcome each of you to the 74th commencement of James Wood. I always begin by letting everybody know the number. So tonight, we are adding approximately 345 names of students to the list of those who have successfully passed through the halls of James Wood High School. Seniors, after tonight, you'll be part of a list of those that have preceded you that now numbers somewhere in the neighborhood of 22,600 other colonels, many who I'm sure are in the stands tonight, so welcome to our alumni as well. Congratulations. I do have to admit that I usually or occasionally recycle some words from previous graduation speeches that I've used in the past, but not tonight. Tonight I started from scratch. No old words, no artificial intelligence. I know none of you seniors use AI on any of your papers, so neither should I, right? As I send off my final graduating class of seniors, thank you all for indulging me in just a few minutes of reflection. Tonight is about celebrating our seniors, for sure, and at the same time, I want to thank several people and give recognition to others that have had a hand in getting this senior class to where they are. First, I would like to thank my predecessor, Joe Salyer, for leaving behind a fantastic school. For those of you who know Joe Salyer, you know he did and does things the right way. There's truly no more kind, compassionate, and dedicated school leader that I have known, and I'm thankful to have followed in his footsteps. So huge thank you to my friend Joe Salyer. Next to all the great staff that I've worked alongside while at James Wood, I can't thank you enough, from previous administrations to current administrations. Just a few names here to mention: Dr. Hummer, Dr. Savine, Dr. Angelo, Dr. Orndorff, and Mr. Goodwin. Thank you for the opportunity to be at this school and for the trust and for all the support. Then I would also be remiss if I did not thank my amazing assistant principals that I have worked with in the years that I've been here: Mr. Loving, Mr. Boland, Ms. Fout, Ms. McKee, and your next principal, Ms. Shelley Andrews. To the faculty, what a privilege to have been a part of this journey with you. Many of them are working in our parking lots or in other various capacities tonight throughout the stadium, but many of them are right here on the field as well. Those who are charged with educating our students are some of the most dedicated and generous people walking the planet. Our teachers hold degrees from schools all the way from Adelphi University to West Virginia University, even internationally in the country of Spain. All of our faculty hold over 200 degrees, 97 of them graduate degrees from 23 different states. Seniors, the faculty are the ones that make the school. Without a strong, caring, well-educated faculty, things simply do not work. But with the faculty that you are exposed to at James Wood High School, you are loved, molded, and prepared for the next walks of your life. So a very heartfelt thank you to the faculty, and let's please give them a very appropriate applause. So thank you for giving me just a few minutes to reflect there. Now to you seniors. I'd like to ask the following seniors to stand for a special recognition when I call your name in alphabetical order: William Andrews, Olivia Judd, Jaden King, Merrick Lyle Mora, Sarah Moss, McKenna Newcomb, Emma Phillips, Ethan Pratt Perez, Olivia Smith, and Andrew Woomer. Ladies and gentlemen, all with GPAs of 4.503 or higher, these seniors represent your top 10. Thank you. You may be seated. One of these 10 students deserves additional recognition tonight, and I felt it appropriate to do so. On May 9th, just a few weeks ago, several emails began flying around frantically, in a good way. The United States Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, announced the 2024 U.S. Presidential Scholars, recognizing only 161 high school seniors across the country for the 60th anniversary of this prestigious award. To my knowledge, this student is the only recipient of the Presidential Scholar Award to have attended James Wood High School. For outstanding achievement in career and technical education this year, please join me in congratulating Miss Olivia Judd for this outstanding award. The last part of my welcome tonight is specifically for you seniors. A recent conversation with a great friend of mine reminded me of this thought: firsts and lasts. Think about this for a moment. There is a first and last time for everything we experience. There was a first time that you ever took a step and walked. One of these days, unfortunately, there will be a last. There was a first time you went to school. One day, you'll no longer go to school. If it hasn't happened already, there will be a first time you secure a job. One day, it will be the last day you hold a job. For many of you, you'll become parents, and there will be a whole other set of firsts and lasts at that time. Then one day, those moments will shift. The last time you hold your child, the last time you pick up your kid from school, the last time they live in your house, and then another set of firsts and lasts come. While I'm not trying to be morbid or negative, quite the opposite, my message is about living life to the fullest. For many of those experiencing firsts and lasts, the first may be the last. It may happen only one time. Don't let those moments that you can seize to your benefit pass you by. You may only get one chance to have a first. Take a chance, but don't be haphazard with those chances. Make smart choices, because what you think might be a good first could turn out to be a bad first. Be wise and listen to the good advice of your parents. They preceded you and have been through it. Despite how boring you may think they are, they surely were a whole lot cooler back in the day. But they are wiser because they likely have been through that first. Learn to lean on each other along the way. Life is a whole lot easier when you share experiences and try life's tough firsts with a good friend and a positive influence. Learn to trust and to give trust, and very importantly, help people around you who have stumbled through a negative first and need your assistance with recovering. Try not to let a last interaction with someone be negative. Sometimes that will happen, but always work to leave a positive, lasting impression on those around you. So as I sign off with you seniors for the last time, I hope I've left a positive impression on you. And this is my advice to you as you move forward. Leave that positive first impression, because it may be your last impression. All of you as a senior class have done well, and I'm proud of you. Certainly great things lie ahead of you. I congratulate you on a job well done, and I feel that you, as colonels do, will lead the way. And so it now gives me great pleasure to introduce your senior class vice president, who will welcome our special guest, Miss Olivia Smith.
Good evening, friends, family, and distinguished attendees. My name is Olivia Smith, and I'm the class of 2024 Vice President. I have the privilege to recognize our notable guests in attendance tonight. These individuals have assisted us in our academic journey from kindergarten through 12th grade in more ways than we may realize, and we are immensely grateful for their contributions to our success. Beginning with the Frederick County School Board, we are joined by Mr. Frank Funes, Gainsborough District, Miss Linda Martin, Stonewall District, Mr. Miles Atkins, Shawnee District, Miss Ellen White, Redbud District, Mr. Darrell Bell, Opequon District, Miss Diana Klein, Vice Chair, Member at Large, and Mr. Scott Sturdivant, Chairman, Back Creek District. Joining us from the Frederick County Board of Supervisors is Miss Heather Lockridge, Gainsborough District, Mr. Robert Lero, Shawnee District, Mr. Robert Wells, Opequon District, Mr. John Jewell, Back Creek District, Mr. Blaine Dunn, Redbud District, Ms. Judith McCann Slaughter, Vice Chair, Stonewall District, and Mr. Josh Ludwig, Chairman at Large. We would also like to welcome our Superintendent, Dr. George Hummer, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Dr. Jim Angelo, and Assistant Superintendent for Administration, Mr. Shane Goodwin. Also in attendance with us this evening are Assistant Principals, Ms. Shelley Andrews, Ms. Elizabeth Fout, and Ms. Alyssa McKee. Thank you all for putting in countless hours of work to make this event and many others go smoothly, making our high school years as memorable as possible. I would like to acknowledge my fellow class officers, President Ricky Spear, Treasurer Kara Carter, Secretary Cadence Rigg, Historian Madeline Hustis, Social Media and Communication Coordinators Jocelyn Kluge and Itzel Mendoza de Santiago, and Class Representative Jillian King. I will forever cherish the friendships we forged through our years together. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to represent our class and create positive experiences we will treasure for many years to come. We would like to give a special thank you to our class sponsors, Ms. Shelley Andrews and Ms. Jennifer Lilly, who have selflessly and graciously guided our class. From bake sales to car washes to dodgeball tournaments, these ladies have always been our cheerleaders. Thank you for supporting us in all our endeavors. Finally, on behalf of all members of the class of 2024, I would like to thank our principal, Mr. Samuel Gross. Mr. Gross has done an outstanding job navigating our class throughout our years at James Wood. He can always be seen as a friendly face around the school, never without a smile to share. Mr. Gross, we are grateful for your endless devotion and encouragement to always be the best version of ourselves. Thank you. Once again, on behalf of the class of 2024, thank you all for being here with us tonight as we honor our time as James Wood Colonels. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, quote, "Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground," end quote. It is because of your anchoring that we will go forth in pursuit of our dreams, always keeping our eyes on the stars. As Vice President, it is now my pleasure to introduce our class co-valedictorian, Lyle Mora.
Good evening. Thank you to everyone for being here to celebrate this special moment in our lives. First, I would like to congratulate my classmates. Most of you have no idea who I am because I was a new student this year, but I want to thank you for warmly welcoming me into Colonel Nation. I am grateful to have met so many kind and generous students and teachers during this school year, and I wish I had more time to get to know each of you better. Though my time here has been brief, I feel as though our class as a whole has gone through thick and thin together. Freshman year, we had to deal with COVID-19 and navigating online school on our Chromebooks. Then, for many of you, construction has been a huge part of your high school experience. I've never been in hallways quite so crowded, nor experienced so many fire drills in such a short period of time. Then came yet another disease called senioritis. To the rising seniors, my advice for you is to avoid procrastinating as much as you can. I know, it's easier said than done, but the feeling when you have something due at 11:59 that night is one of the scariest feelings ever. I try to avoid that at all costs. As soon as you get your homework, start on it. Or if you have a project due or are studying for an upcoming exam, have a solid plan and do a little bit every day. You can still have time to play games or use TikTok later. Trust me, doing this will save you countless hours and you can actually get some sleep. Something I never thought was so valuable, but it is. Believe it or not, procrastination often stems from a fear of failure. Something I want all of you to know right now is that the only way to fail is to not try at all. Look where you are today. You're here because you tried. You put forth effort, and now you're being recognized for it. You deserve to be here. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I encourage you to celebrate the small ones in life, like getting up without hitting the snooze button 10 times, or turning in an assignment before the due date. For some, it could be getting all their missing English or government assignments done. Regardless, don't procrastinate on seizing life's opportunities. If there is a scholarship or a job opportunity you want, go for it. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it might never come. It is better to try something and learn from the experience than to regret not doing it later. Sometimes, the biggest opportunities come in the most unexpected forms, and they require us to step out of our comfort zones. Embrace those moments with courage and an open mind. Our class has been resilient and doesn't let obstacles we've encountered define us. There will always be moments in life when we feel overwhelmed or stressed, and it seems like we can't do anything to change things. During those times, I want you to remember the hard work that brought you here today. You are the result of your past self, so you should take pride in your accomplishments. Being here shows you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. I learned from a good teacher of mine this year that when something in life goes wrong, it is not a crisis, but rather an opportunity to bounce back and grow. Learning to adapt in times of struggle is a skill our class has successfully developed in the last 4 years, and I hope all of you will bring it with you into adulthood. Life is tough, but so are you. For those of you who know the movie Ice Age, be like Scrat the Squirrel, who persevered even when he couldn't get his acorn. As we prepare to receive our diplomas, our acorns, the symbol of our hard work and dedication, I would like to thank those who have helped me along my journey. Thank you to all the teachers and students who have helped me navigate James Wood this year. To Ms. Snap, thank you for helping me write my graduation speech. I couldn't have done it without you. To my family, thank you for making me the person I am today. I would not be here without everything you have sacrificed for me and for supporting me as I have grown. I hope I have made you proud and will continue to be the best person I can be. Finally, to Mr. Gross, thank you for helping make my last year of high school remarkable and for being a huge reason why we're all here today. I will try my best to live up to what it means to be a colonel, and I wish you well in your future endeavors. Graduates, high school graduation isn't the end, but the beginning of the rest of our lives. I encourage you to go out and show everyone what it means to be a colonel. Make a mark on the world, but don't forget where you came from. And remember, don't procrastinate on living your best life because you only have one. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2024. At this time, I would like to introduce my fellow co-valedictorian, McKenna Newcomb.
Good evening, distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the class of 2024. I'm truly honored, thankful, and blessed to be standing in front of all of you today. As many of you know, I sometimes like to play a game called soccer. A couple of years ago, I was in a slight slump, down on myself and getting frustrated with my play. I felt like I was overthinking everything and just felt stuck. After practice one day, my club coach at the time called me over to the side and handed me a sheet of paper. On the paper, there were 2 line graphs. The first graph was labeled Progress as We Expected. It depicted a line that started at 0 and steadily increased until it reached a specific point. The other graph was a squiggly line that went up and down and backwards in every which way before reaching the end point. This second graph was labeled Reality. My coach explained that while we may wish progress to be linear and always moving forward, this is unrealistic. The journey of the reality graph, where you make mistakes, encounter adversity, and hit bumps along the way, was actually where you would grow the most. The dips in the graph could be anything, from losing a loved one, to having a rough day, to getting a bad grade on that chemistry test, or even having D-lunch when they run out of pizza sticks. In all honesty, before this past January, I viewed adversity as something I could always try to overcome by myself through hard work. If I didn't have a good soccer game, no problem. I'd just go do some extra touches outside. If I didn't do as well on that test as I wanted to, okay, I'll just grind and study harder for the next one. However, in January, I faced the reality that some things in life simply can't be controlled, battled, or overcome just through hard work, and especially not by yourself. At the end of January, I unexpectedly spent 3 weeks in the hospital and was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive kidney disease. To be completely honest, it's still a battle mentally not knowing where my kidney numbers are going to be every 2 weeks because we simply do not know. All I know is that I'm approaching each day with a positive mindset and learning to enjoy the small things even more. I've grown more in tune and appreciative of the personal relationships I have in my life, from friends to family to teachers to the whole entire Kernel community. Surround yourself with good people and never take them for granted. You never know when you're going to need their support. Talk to people, listen intently, take risk, and be comfortable being uncomfortable. Ultimately, we can't control our graphs, and no one's graph is perfect. That's the beauty of it. Each and every one of our graphs is unpredictable. When it's all said and done, all you can do is appreciate the things you do have and try to control the controllables: your effort, attitude, and mindset. While the graphs were just supposed to help me get on my slump on the soccer field, I've been applying them to many situations lately, big and small. Looking back on the last 4 years, there have been many events that have characterized our class of 2024. Our 8th grade year was cut short with no middle school graduation festivities. We only attended school twice a week our freshman year while wearing masks. And then we have experienced the renovations and construction during our junior and senior years. Every small setback, every challenge has made us the people we are today. And through adversity, we have grown stronger as individuals and as a collective whole. Throughout the years, we have supported and cared for each other, and while today may mark the end of our K-12 education, it also marks the beginning of each of our new journeys. I challenge all of you to embrace adversity, live in the moment, and try to control the controllables. Every single person has a different graph and journey waiting for them. While it may be scary to think about going on to live on our own, grow up, and move on, I can confidently say our class is ready for anything thrown our way. This tiny perspective change is something I will take into my everyday life as I leave the halls of James Wood. Progress in anything is never linear, and all the bumps and bruises we get along the way only to help us to make us stronger. Ultimately, we all make it to the same endpoint, just as both graphs ended at the same place. However, it's the road we take to get to that endpoint that is most important. Class of 2024, we did it. Congratulations, and remember, wood is always good. At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class president and my friend, Ricky Spear.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, Kernel alum, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. It is an honor to stand here before you this evening as your senior class president, and I am eternally grateful to share the day we have collectively been working toward for the majority of our childhood. I welcome each of you to the culmination of the class of 2024. As we have gone through the month of May, there's been a newfound air of excitement in the halls of a reconstructed James Wood. An air of excitement for a new chapter met with a heartfelt sadness for the end of a story, an end of our story, a story of 12 chapters, each with 180 pages, 345 characters, continuous plot development, and a centralized theme of achieving this moment, our final setting on the ridge, with our family and friends here to rejoice in its conclusion, our conclusion, graduation day. The story of our K-12 education is filled with 2,160 school days. Thousands of assignments, the happiest and saddest of memories, hard work, dedication, and continuous perseverance every step of the way. Today, we can feel a world of emotions, but tomorrow we must begin to conquer a world filled with emotion. Graduates, we have faced what has felt like unattainable tasks throughout our stories, but each of those have better prepared us for the next chapter. While we are all uncertain of what is to come, I am certain of two things. James Wood will always be our home, and we will one day return home better than we left it. Until then, we can find comfort in knowing as this story ends, our next life story begins. A new book, with the introduction being written as you sit here today. As you continue throughout your book of life and complete each new chapter, remember that each of our stories will be written in a different font with different themes, tones, and spacing. However, each story is equally important. Before we begin writing that next chapter, let's take a moment to appreciate those who have made our dreams a reality. To the faculty and staff of James Wood High School, thank you for your unwavering dedication to each of us. To the administration, Thank you for showing us what leadership looks like, even through the toughest of times, like a reconstruction and an all-out war for parking passes. To our parents and families, thank you for your unconditional love and for showing us how to dream. Colonel Nation, you are the heartbeat of our community. The successes we have seen would be unimaginable without your support. Thank you for showing us what true pride looks like. And finally, Class of 2024, I am incredibly proud of you and grateful to share this moment, this chapter, with you. It has been an honor to serve as your class president for the last 4 years. We have created unforgettable memories, and you have helped me grow into the person I am today. James Wood, I thank you, I love you, and I will forever appreciate you. Once a colonel, always a colonel. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend and our senior class historian, Madeline Hustis, who will present the class gift.
Good evening, students, staff, and guests. I am Madeline Hustis, historian for the James Wood High School class of 2024. The senior class gift is a long-standing tradition that allows every graduating class the opportunity to contribute to the well-being of our school and its students, and to leave our mark on a place that has provided so many memories. Over the past 4 years, the class of 2024 has had the opportunity to partner with different local businesses, as well as to work together in fundraising efforts to be able to leave a special class gift for multiple future classes to enjoy. Although class gifts can sometimes be difficult to decide on, this is a gift we had no problem agreeing upon. As many of you know, this past summer, we lost a very important person in our James Wood community, Mrs. Susan Haynes. Mrs. Haynes was the substitute teacher who was impossible not to love. She built relationships with her students rooted in love, respect, and empathy. There was never a time when you could talk to her and not walk away with a smile on your face. She enjoyed sharing stories of her younger years and offering advice to those in need. She was the embodiment of what it means to be a colonel. Because of the impact she has had on not just our class, but many others, we created a scholarship in her name. This is a $1,000 scholarship that will be awarded to one graduating colonel for many years to come. We hope that this scholarship, we can help students reach their goals just as Mrs. Haynes wanted us to. And now for the introduction of our guest speaker, I would like to invite to the podium my friend and fellow class officer, our senior class secretary, Cadence Rigg.
Ms. Mary Ann Keffer teaches special education as our current Teacher of the Year here at James Wood High School. She grew up in Southwest Virginia and attended Radford University, where she graduated in 1984 with her bachelor in business administration. She obtained her teaching license from Shenandoah University and later graduated from George Mason University in 2011 with a master's in education. She began teaching in Loudoun County in 2002, and in 2018 she began teaching at James Wood High School. Mrs. Keffer is married and has 3 children, along with 2 bonus children, 1 granddaughter, and 5 bonus grandchildren. In addition to being an excellent special education teacher, she has also taught environmental science and economics and personal finance. In her free time, she enjoys photography, antiquing, hiking, and spending time with her family, cattle, and dog. It gives me the great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Mary Ann Keffer.
Thank you, Candace. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to graduation this evening at James Wood High School. Let me begin with a quick personal reflection. From working in the coal mines of West Virginia to the woolen mills in Vermont, my grandparents worked hard to support their large families, understanding the importance of a good work ethic to get them through any hardships. My parents taught me to have faith and be thankful for everything, no matter how big or small. And if a task was worth doing, it was worth doing well. I try to emulate those values passed to me and pass them on to my children and grandchildren. All these people in my life are very much a part of my story. So I ask you, what is your story? You, the class of 2024, have made a commitment to earn your high school diploma. Believe me, I understand 12 years of doing academics is a long time to stay committed to anything. After all, the average worker has only been with their current employer for a little over 4 years. Think for a moment about your life. You are young, and honestly, your story has been primarily based on your parents, grandparents, or other family members that have molded you into the person you are today. Your perspective is largely based on what you've learned from those around you. Just as we applaud your commitment to your education, please remember to thank the people that have helped you get to where you are today. Those here support you. They remember and celebrate all your special moments with you. And when you walk across the stage later tonight, they will add that moment as one of their favorites. Whoever is special to you, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, friends, school staff, anyone who has had a positive influence in developing your attitudes and interests, don't miss opportunities to preserve those precious memories. We all know how this generation grew up with electronics. Use those creative skills to make videos of your grandparents' stories. Take pictures of those dear to you, anyone who's impacted your life. Record your friends telling funny jokes or those tall tales. What other memories will you hold close? I know some of you like your fancy cowboy boots, while some of you are more of the Chucks variety. All of you love listening to your music, and many of you are especially fond of your hats. We understand that all these things help shape your personality. It's part of who you are, and what's really exciting for you is you're just getting started, and you have the opportunity to create your own story. Class of 2024 has students with many talents. You can see successes in athletics, the arts, career and technology, agriculture, the trades, and many more. It's easy to love great accomplishments, and you should be proud. It will always be part of your story, a story that needs to be shared with your families one day. But there's also many of you that have talents that have not been outwardly acknowledged. You are the students who step up to help a friend who's discouraged, bring light humor to tough situations, maybe try twice as hard as your peers to reach the same goals. Do good things with no thought of reward in mind. This is all part of your story too. And then there are some of you who have some impulse tendencies. Believe me, I know, because I had you in class. But let's look at those tendencies as skill-based. You might one day use that energy to run into a burning building as a firefighter, join the military to protect our country, climb that pole in the midst of danger to restore electricity, or rush to aid others during a challenging event. But not everyone is made to run into dangerous situations, but your skills are needed elsewhere. Maybe you're the ones who work hard as a carpenter, teacher, missionary, farmer, truck driver, nurse, construction worker, stay-at-home parent. Whatever your career goal, find work that makes you excited to go to work every day. Be motivated to learn and improve in your chosen profession. It's not your job description that it's important. It's your efforts you put into your work every single day. As a life goal, I challenge you to find people that make you happy. As a community member, volunteer in a way that makes a difference. Be generous, be compassionate. But remember, as you start your new adventures, your story has just begun, and you have the opportunity to change your own story at any time of your lives. If you do something wrong, make it right. And if you can't make it right, learn from it. If you do something right, show someone else this skill and celebrate with those who genuinely care about your successes. Learn to love your imperfections, laugh at yourself, embrace your uniqueness. If you remember anything from tonight, just know that who you are today is not who you will be tomorrow. When you walk off this field, you have so much room to grow to be the person you want to be. Please don't listen to the negative, you can't do it, you aren't good enough. See yourself as victorious even before meeting your battles. Face challenges with confidence, and if needed, lean on your biggest supporters, these people here in the stands tonight. Because you are important, good things are waiting for you around the corner. When I think of you graduates, the song Vienna by Billy Joel comes to mind because part of the lyrics says, slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time, although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. The artists wanted young people to understand that you don't have to get everything or be everything all at once. Take your time, enjoy the journey, your personal journey to find out who you are. So let me end by saying, go into the world, be you. Your Vienna is waiting for you. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Wishing the best to all the 2024 graduates.
I have had the distinct privilege of serving a dual presidency this year as the Student Council Association President and the Senior Class President. Working each day to enrich our beloved school alongside my fellow officers, sponsors, our community, and the best student body has been some of the most rewarding memories of my lifetime. At this time, I would like to now invite two of my great friends, Adeline Pitcock and Carlin Lesser, to the podium as I prepare to relinquish my duties. Addie and Carlin, the positions of class president and SCA president are the highest positions a student can hold within our school, as you will be leading your peers and community at James Wood. I am confident you will be a humble example and continue to uphold Colonel Pride. Through your leadership, I fully believe you will only lead your classmates in a direction of growth and success. In the passing of gavels to each of you, I believe it is important to share a lesson I have learned throughout my time in leadership here at James Wood. As president, it was my duty to be a humble example of our student body. The lesson I've learned is that we, too, need representation and support. Rely on your classmates, enjoy each moment, and let the love you all share represent what it means to be a colonel. Carlin, congratulations on becoming the Student Council Association President. I have great hopes for what your creative mind and sound heart can do for our student body. Addie, congratulations. As Senior Class President, I know you will serve the class of 2025 well. I have high expectations for you, which I am confident will be met with a smile and much love for your peers. I wish you both the utmost success in all of your future endeavors.
I now present the candidates for graduation, James Wood High School 2024. Nope, nope. Ethan Bryce Abbott. Emilet Leandra Acuna Gutierrez. Paige Auli'i Ahacuelo. Mohammed Abdullah Altwerki. Jacob Ray Alamong. Daniel Cortez Alvarado. Joshua Fernando Amilpa. Hayden Andreasen. William Alexander Andrews. Osmar James Antonio Sanchez. Jessica Natalie Aquino. Skylar Lynn Arbaugh. Diego Alejandro Armenta Saez. Gabrielle Nicole Baker. William Lentz Barnhart. Joshua Logan Barrett. Daniel Bartek. Nicholas Carl Bassler. Raven Lynn Batista. Sandy Karina Bautista Pies. Abigail Ruth Boccaccio. Owen Yusuf Davis Bishop. Rylan James Bittinger. Peyton Lloyd Bly. Bridget Grace Bly. Michael Webster Bohan. Marley Lynn Bowles. Nathan Ryan Bowles. Cadence Riley Boyd. Cameron Elizabeth Brathwaite. Trey Adam Braley. Ian Hale Brannon. Ethan Kenneth Britton. Landon Lee Burdock. Lauren Reed Burkhammer. Hannah Nex Canfield. Sebastian Jude Carhart. Lupita Carrillo. Kara Hart Carter. Nate Carter in absentia. Michael Scott Chapman. Sophia May Chatfield. Vincent Bartholomew Sorenza in absentia. Brooklyn Michelle Clark. Emily Catherine Clark. Brian Mason Combs. Skyla May Compton. Juniper Caspian Connor. Tyra Brielle Cook. John Mariner Copenhaver. Colin Robert Craig. Valentina Cremaro. Braden Scott Crawford. Christian Michael Crenshaw. Calvin Simpson Crosby. Sean Ethan Kraus. Tyler Nicholas Curran. Claudia Rose Delia. Jace Daly. Trenton Lee Darnall. Maya Estela de la Rosa Briones. Ethan Tyler DeHaven. Tyler Tegan DeWorf. Ash Marie Dingwell. Alexander Joseph Dobbs. Caden Brianne Dokes. Abigail Morgan Dooley. Caitlin Denise Dooley. Tyler Gage Dossie. Shelby Alyssa Dunford. Braylon Rose Durbin. Kareem Ahmed Elias. Trent Lawrence Ellis. Brian Escalante Sorto. Blanca Estela Estanislado Molinero. Hunter Allen Eversole. Lily Marie Feltner. Colby Landon Fields. Kayla Dawn Fletcher. Kiefer Thomas Flowers. Casey Jacob Floyd. Rachel Marie Foltz. Casey Dawn Forbes. Dylan Dwayne Fortney. Abby Grace Frazier. Samuel Grant Frigard. Mia Marie Fritz. Liz Yalen Garcia Lopez. Kelsey Morgan Gass. Cadence Dominica Gates. Eric Lorenzo General Jr. Anastasia Marie George. Dominic Thurston Allen George. Jillian Harper Golterman. Tiana Aaliyah Goulborn. Sierra Braden Grimsley. Evelyn Laverne Grossbeck. Sydney Kaylin Gum. Jasmine Nicole Hackman. Jared Hunter Hall. Chastity Ann Harmon. Jesse Allen Hart. Jacob Paul Hardy. Haley Elizabeth Harvey. Logan Tristan Haas. Matthew Henri Helms. Jacob Michael Hendricks. Chase Walter Aris. Kimberly Hernandez Cruz. Yuridia Hernandez Iturbide. Amelia Ruth Hershey. Madeline Claire Hustis. Matthew Ronald Allen Higgs. Preston Jace Hill in absentia. Logan Darius Sutherland Hinshaw. Mackenzie Brooke Hinshaw. Aiden Lee Holly. Joshua David Horn. Peyton Reese Hughes. David Michael Hutchins. Broden David Heisen. Daniel Robert Ingram. Courtney Brooke Iser. Samuel Lee Jackson. Aiden Aaron Janes. John Charles Jaquis. Matthew David Jane. Abigail Pearl Jenkins. Kimberly Mariela Jimenez Gaitan. Sean Franklin Johnson. Josiah Clayton Jones. Connor Bryce Jordan. Hope Elizabeth Jordan. Olivia Casey Judd. John Marshall Jurgens. Ashton Scott Keys. Caitlin Dawn Keller. Kenna Scarlett Kearns. Maven Kayetta Jane Kearns. Ella Leilani Kiesewalter. Samuel Keone Kiesewalter. Bradley Robert Kimball. Jillian Maureen King. Isabella Catherine King. Jaden Elizabeth King. Natalie Grace Klein. Jocelyn Marie Kluge. Matthew Allen Knotts. Tatiana Marie Piilani Kristen. Samantha Grace Kruger. Alette Therese Kulish. Joseph James Kinniston. Evan William LaFollette. Colton Andrew Lanham. Hannah Avery Lear. Aiden Christopher Lehner. Carly Nicole Lemons. Diana Giselle Limus. David Lee Alexander Leonard. Hallie Eden Lescalit. Joshua Robert Lewis. Hannah Gail Lilly. Emma Grace Lindemood. Thomas Arthur Littman. Iris Marissa Lockhart. Nevaeh Leanne Longerbeam. Alexiana Lopez Ramirez. Evan Robert Madigan. Aaron Adonis Malone. Madison Isabella Manuel. Madison Renee Martin. Logan Mason. William Ray Matthews IV. Garrett Price McAlexander. Aubrey Elizabeth McCarty. Hannah Lee McCullough. J. Anthony McDonald. Lily Kalani McDonald Thompson. Hayden Jan McDowell. Dominic Wyatt McFarland. Grayson Lee McKee. Joshua Paul McMichael. Alex Damian Medina. Brooklyn Sky Medina. Itzel Mendoza de Santiago. Jaden Jean Elise Merriam. Cadence Brooke Messick. Colton Wade Messick. Olivia Nicole Mikovich. Sonia Michelle Milburn. Michael Wayne Austin Miller. Haley Morellis Hernandez. Tiffany Marie Moats. Abrianath Monserrath Montero Mejia. McKenna Elizabeth Maya Montgomery. Leslie Melissa Montufar Donis. Merrick Lyle Vila Mora. Sebastian Moreno Insuasti. Destiny Elizabeth Morrison. Sarah Ann Moss. Mac Moyer. Joseph Douglas Mullen. Michelle Coral Muro Arellano. Seth Anthony Nastasi. Ava Rebecca Neff. Kobe Allen Nesselrot. McKenna Elizabeth Newcomb. Michael Joseph Newlin. Tavis Berkner Newlin. Grace Marjorie Newman. Harrison Parker Nichols. David Eduardo Nieves Pacheco. Briar Reese Norman in absentia. Jaden Thomas O'Connor in absentia. Tristan Carter Obert in absentia. Hunter Cole Olinger. Kemper Michael Umps. Lane Christian Overball. Aiden Wayne Painter. Joshua William Pangle. Olivia Lee Parker. Wyatt Harrison Parker. Lily Marie Parkinson. Diego Parra. Viviana Alejandra Parra. Nicholas Thomas Payne. Dominic Jared Perez Rivera in absentia. Amelia Hannah Malind Permana. Emma Grace Phillips. Lindsay Locke Phillips. Joseph Emmanuel Pacoda. Stephen Randolph Pingley. Emma Lane Pitta. Josiah Matthew Pitsley Santos. Brianna Lee Poling. Jada Cheyenne Portillo. Katria Lee Powers. Madison Ann Powers. Ethan Enico Pratt Perez. Keenan Hunter Pritt. Sophia Celeste Putt. Jacob Walker Queen. Alex Edward Randall. Lainey Ashton Reed. Carter Lee Rembold. Samuel Joseph Renner. Grant Mason Rhodes. Nikolai Xander Riblet. Elijah Stephen Richards. Selena Maria Richards. Corinne Alyssa Riddle. Cadence Michelle Rigg. Haley Jade Rigney. Nicole Alexis Ritter. Zachary Dalton Roach. Tyson Thomas Robertson. Sam Reed Robinson. Christian Josue Rosales. Hunter Lewis Rose. Devin McLean Safford. Michael Eliseo Salazar. Savannah Jade Salmon. Audrey Ann Saunders. Megan Eileen Sawyer. Taryn Rose Chavone. Carrie Ann Schneider. Wiley Gina Love Seal. Jeremiah Talon Sensony. Gregory Scott Sharp. Emily Renee Shell. Jacob Craig Shelley. Olivia Catherine Shelley. Jesse Carter Sherman. Cameron Cole Shingleton. Jenna Lee Shull. Will Edward Simcoe. Zoe Ann Sine. Hannah Ireland Smelser. Cameron Dakota Harley Smith. Olivia Grace Smith. Zachary James Smith. Vanessa Lynn Snap. Lance Aiden Snyder. Carson Russell Wallace Southern. Rick Vincent Spear, Jr. Ashlyn Page Spence. Colton Jen Stannert. Riley Andrew Staub. Kenneth Ray Stevens. Gunnar Speed Stewart. Aiden Daniel Stonebreaker. Blake William Stottlemyre. Ryan Arthur Stottlemyre. John Michael Stover. Kylie Rose Strickler. Trevor Justin Strohsnyder II. Zachary Edward Sullivan. Haley Elizabeth Sutphin. Alexis Nicole Taylor. Hannah Nevaeh Taylor. Jaden Marcus Taylor. Julia Claire Taylor. Kennedy Amelia June Taylor. Zoe Denise Tennyson. Richard Michael Terry. Dylan Ryan Tews. Jack Edward Thompson. Mackenzie Serena Thompson. Brendan Matthew Tinsman. Jesse Montana Tobin. Tony Damian Torres. Adelia Ruth Turner. Isabel Ann Turner. Jabril Muhammad Turner. Kinley Jade Turner. Alexander Dylan Vasquez. Christopher Vieira. Nelsie Cristabel Villatoro Mejia. Rebecca Ann Volmer. Megan Nicole Sori Vreeland. Crystalline Morgan Wadsworth. Tegan Jeanette Ward. Brandon Aubrey Waters. James Alexander Weatherman in absentia. Brent Matthew Wetzel. Richard Lee Whitaker III. Frederick Giovanni White III. Mackenzie Nicole Wiley. William Clark Wiley. Anne-Marie Leslie Williams. Brooke Ellen Williamson. Sierra Sunshine Wilson. Trevor Scott Wilson. Isaiah Morgan Werfs. Trenton Michael Wolford. Avery Marie Woodall. Andrew James Francis Woomer in absentia. Matthew David Wonder. Alexandra Mary Yancey. Genesis Diana Icaza Monserrate. Haven Marie Yost. Jaden Taylor Yost. Caitlin Lee Young. And Kaylee Anjean Zahn. Mr. Gross, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
We have now reached that moment that we are all waiting for. Graduates, please stand. Dr. Hummer, members of the school board, faculty, and staff, honored guests, family, and friends, with the authority entrusted to me by the Frederick County Public School System and the Virginia Department of Education, I present to you the James Wood Class of 2024.